Hello, everyone. Welcome to Math G160, right? This is a dual enrollment course. And from what I understand, I have students here from a couple different high schools. But a little bit of a weird thing, right? This late start. I know some of you already started and then we're restarting, but we're starting fresh from here. So welcome. My name's Professor Jay or Professor Juregi. It's a little bit harder to remember how to say my name. Not that many of you will actually say it since it's a completely online course, but Professor J works just fine. So in this video here, I want to start going through the syllabus and just, getting used to some of the way this course is going to flow. So let me share the syllabus with you, or I'm just going to share my whole screen here. So 1 second. Cool. So we should all be looking at my syllabus. Yes. And this is almost the right one. Let's see here. Yes, so some of this info needs to be adjusted, I suppose. But yeah, I guess just this. This should say spring 2024. So I guess I can change it there. So the info at the top won't really affect you very much, but one thing that you might want to know at the top is my email. I would recommend taking that down in your cell phone somewhere in case you realize something's going to be late, you're not going to take a quiz on time. Make sure to email me. It's on Canvas, so it's not like it's going to be terribly hard to find, but it's just easier when you have it written down already. The other thing is I will have office hours just on Zoom, no formal thing Sunday nights. It'll be about 7 p.m. I'll let us know later this week. But just if you have any questions about finishing up or certain homework problems that were hard, things like that. But okay, let's keep going through this. How class will go on Canvas, there's going to be weekly modules with lecture videos and homework assignments. And pretty much if you, and we can flash through that on Canvas. Whoops, wrong Canvas. There it is. Once you log on to Canvas, it'll look something like this. We're in week 1. You can click week 1. And then you'll see the task list. And you'll just follow everything you need to do on the task list. There usually won't be 10 items there. There's just kind of a lot this week just to get used to things. So yeah, so if you pretty much accomplish everything on the task list, you're going to be good for the week. But anyways, homework will be assigned weekly alongside a quiz. So just make sure those are the big goals: are finish the homework, finish the quiz every week. It's a big thing we need to do. And just let you know, tests will be strictly timed and posted on Canvas, and it'll be according to the schedule at the end of the syllabus. But I'll update us on how that's going to look once we're in a test week. But I'm sure speaking with your high school instructors, they'll know a little bit more once we get closer. Attendance policy and participation, I wouldn't worry too much about this. I'll be in communication with you, perhaps more so than a typical course. If I notice that we're missing 2 quizzes or missing 2 discussions in a row or not logging into homework. So that's sort of how I would keep attendance in this online course. So if I notice we're missing a lot, I'll reach out, speak with your high school instructor, speak with you, and just make sure we're still holding interest in this course, or if our priorities have changed at the semester, which is okay. So the course description, outcomes, course objectives, it's all talking about, hey, we're studying this thing called stats. It's kind of an interesting course. It's very different than other math courses. It is not really a math course. I would say it's more of a reading comprehension course with numbers. So for some of us, it's a good thing who maybe dislike math, but it also could be a bad thing for some of us who love math. It doesn't correlate all that well. So yeah, it's also one of the only math courses that's going to be directly useful out of your graduation from high school or your graduation from college. Your most jobs are going to involve reading statistical studies. Some of our jobs will include running statistical studies, but we just live in a world where stats is all around us, whether you know it or not. So it's good to understand some of this stuff. What else? Resources, textbook, There's no need to buy a textbook. I know there's all these rumors about how expensive college textbooks are. Most of them are true, but most colleges, community colleges, and universities are trying to lean toward free textbooks. So this one is free. Not that you have to worry too much about this because you'll never need to open it. If you want to read the textbook, the link's right there. You can buy it if you truly want to, but there really is no need to open this. I'll give you everything you need to know in the lectures, and you'll get extra support through our homework module. Yes. So then one thing you will need, and I hope you all have it in class and ready to use, is a TI-83 or TI-84 calculator. So hopefully we have access to that. And if we don't have access, please send me an email. I know in the past, there's been class sets in the high school classrooms that students can use. That's great. There are many phone programs that mimic the calculator. So when you're at home and just practicing, you can use those phone programs, but they are a little bit annoying to use. So I'd recommend having your own calculator and just using those. Computer access. Most of the course is being assessed through MyOpenMath. So you would need consistent access to a computer at some way, shape, or form, whether it's local libraries, at home, or on your campus. There, you do have full access to the GWC campus. There are computers there if you ever need to get away and just get some work done that any student can use in the library and other places on campus. But again, email me and let's talk about it. See if that's something that we would need to. But yeah, everything's gonna be through MyOpenMath, and that's a free program also. We might have used other math programs in the past that weren't free, but this one is free. It's not the most attractive looking program, but it gets the job done. So yeah. Things we need to keep in mind. DSPS, Disabled Students Programs and Services. If you're somebody who needs some sort of testing accommodation, I would love to give that to you personally, but it needs to be through more official channels, through either your high school accommodation center. And again, if you need any clarification for that, if you fall under this, please let me know. Please let your high school instructor know, and we can maybe work on how to get through this process together. But yeah, if you've ever needed extended time for this reason or that reason, anxiety or dyscalculia, dyslexia, you've just undergone surgery, you've broken your arm. There's so many different reasons that we may need adjusted test time or homework time. So let me know on that. Academic dishonesty, you can read through it, but basically don't cheat. Yeah. So the grade breakdown. So I'll follow this breakdown pretty closely. These should add up to 100, and they do. We'll go through section by section. And then, yeah, so just look at this. This will be how your grade goes. This is the grading scale, nothing special about what an A is and what a B and C are. I don't even imagine anyone's going to get the D or F, so let's just only focus on the A's, B's, and C's. Quizzes. So actually, let's kind of go out of order here. Let's look at the homework first. So homework, super important. Anyone who is, it's very, very rare for people who have done all their homework to fail my course or even get a B in my course. If you're doing all your homework, things are going to work out in your favor. So that's the main thing. Now, with generally my dual enrollment students in the past, this has not been an issue, but it does happen every so often. So, you know, I'll be checking in, but this is going to be the key thing to be successful in this course. Make sure we're doing our homework. It's a good way to practice. It's a good way to figure out if we actually know what's going on. And it's 30% of our grade. It's a higher percent of our grade in this online course than it would have been in a typical course. So yeah, that's that there. And you get unlimited tries. So yeah, there's no reason not to get a high grade in the homework category. If there's a problem that's a little bit weird or feels like we didn't go over, or you keep getting rounded and marked incorrect, let me know. I'll look at it. It's possible I read the problem too fast and didn't mean to include it. And yeah, but if no one lets me know, then we're all spending our time working a little bit harder than we actually need to. So just please communicate with me if you feel like you're not getting proper credit or you feel like the topic is a little too hard. Quizzes. 10%. The quizzes are going to look very similar to the homework. Just the only thing is you don't get unlimited tries. You get 2 tries to take the quiz all the way through, and I'll take the best score. So, but the quizzes tend to pull from the homework questions. So if you've done the homework, you're going to do well in the quizzes. So that's that there. Something that's a little bit different from your courses, in person, your high school courses, other college courses, if any of you are traveling to campus to take. In this online course, there's a discussion board. And it'll be an important part of your learning and also just a way for me to get to know you and kind of grow together. You're going to probably see each other weekly in class, so you'll be a little bit closer there. But as part of an online course, there is usually some sort of discussions involved. Most of them are statistics related, not all of them. For example, our first one's just an introduction discussion. We'll talk about that. But basically, you provide the response to the question I've asked you and do the best you can to find the link or do something to give an example of do this or that, whatever we're talking about that week. And then once you posted, sometime over the weekend or sometime a little bit later in the week, look at some other people's posts and comment on theirs and be like, oh, wow, I liked your post because it was similar to this that I've read before, or, hey, I actually disagree with this because there's this thing that we're forgetting, I'm speaking very vaguely, but yeah, I want meaningful posts, not just, hey, cool post. I probably won't give credit for that. So if you are disagreeing with people, which I think is a good thing, make sure to do so politely and civilly. We don't want to be rude or hostile toward anybody in this class, but we should start to be okay with the idea that we might be wrong or we might be challenged. And I think that's all right. So that's 15% of your grade. Then the midterm and final exams. We'll talk more about that as we get closer, but they should be taken on the computer. It'll be a slightly different format. It'll be through Canvas, not through my Open Math. But you'll take them alongside your high school instructor just to make sure there's no extra cheating or anything like that. Right, and then the final will be the same format as the exams, and it'll be on the week of May 20th. It's nothing too crazy there. Classes for success, keep on schedule. It is going to feel kind of like a lot of work since we're not meeting in class, but just try to do a little bit each day, watching 4 lecture videos or watching, 4 sections of lecture all in one go is kind of a lot. So maybe split it up, try to stay organized. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to send emails. Please visit me on office hours and ask questions. Right? Just log on Zoom. Hey, I saw this homework problem, didn't get it. Can we go over it? Perfect. Knock it out. You don't have to say the whole hour. But yeah, if you do get frustrated or something's not feeling right, or you feel like, you're not getting a proper class here, or you're not getting a proper experience, please email me. There may be something I'm not seeing that needs to be adjusted for everyone, not just for you, and you're just the first to speak up. If my Open Math is being glitchy or keeps marking you wrong for silly little rounding errors, I can see what I can do on the other side. But unless you communicate with me, I don't know what's happening. And if you are going to miss a test for whatever reason, please communicate with me before the fact. It's a little bit trickier since I'm not meeting with you to try to reschedule this. So we just need to make sure everything is very clear. If you're going to miss class that day, I need an email by the end of the day. Right? If you let me know 2 days later, hey, I missed class on Wednesday where the rest of the students took the test and I need to find a time to make it up. We might not be able to make up that test. It's my one strict rule, really, or one of my stricter rules. I need an email to show you care and are still interested in being successful in this class. I know life gets busy. I know we all get sick. I know we all have family issues. But an email takes less than 30 seconds. So please make sure you keep me informed. There's a general rule for college classes that you should spend 2 hours working outside of class for every hour spent in the classroom. For math classes, that's often a little bit more. Maybe not for every chapter, maybe not for every section, but there's a lot of class. So for us, that'd be, we'd usually meet around 3 hours per week on campus. 6 hours per week should be studying outside of class or outside of the time that you put into watching the lecture videos. So it's a lot of time. So just make sure to stay organized, keep a plan. I know we have a lot of other classes to do. So yeah, just something to think about, that this is a big time commitment. It's not something that you can just blow off. But yeah. So I know that was really fast, but I don't like to go too far into this because you can read all of it. We can ask me questions at another time. Scheduling, for those of us who are maybe concerned about it being a shorter class, it's pretty much the same schedule as I would have done if it were a typical 16-week course, just with 2 weeks that are a little bit faster. So one of those weeks, just to keep informed, our heavier weeks is week 7, the week of before spring break. This is a heavier week, which actually works perfectly because you can maybe flow into spring break there. And then the other heavier week would be week 11. This is typically expanded over 2 weeks. I think it's very manageable in a week, but just to let you know, this might be a tougher week. So if you found week 10 easier, maybe get ahead and start working on week 11. But I'll remind you all of this when we get to that time. But anyways, I look forward to working with each and every one of you, and I hope you all find this course at least somewhat interesting and not too much of a task or a nuisance. But yeah, I will maybe see you all on my future lecture videos or see you in my Zoom sessions. Other than that, have a great first week.